Lowe's knows when you're looking for reliability, the right brand makes all the difference. And now, Lowe's is the exclusive home improvement retailer for the Whirlpool water treatment line, including their Wi-Fi softener, under-sink filtration system, and more. With Whirlpool's proven performance and our everyday low prices, better tasting, better quality water is within reach. Shop pro-trusted brands like Whirlpool and more, in-store or online. Lowe's, we help, you save.
Hey everybody, this is your best friend Steven. I just want to let you know before we get into it, little disclaimer. On this episode, I was a dummy, and I forgot to hook up my quality mic that you're hearing me through now to the audio software. And so I came out of my laptop speakers the entire time, and no one noticed because I had my nice mic hooked up to the Google Hangout. So unfortunately, when I went back to listen, I sound like garbage. So if this is your first time tuning into the show, know that the quality is usually significantly better. Please don't let this turn you off from the show, because this episode we had a lot of fun. It's really good. Jeremy Collins came on, who started a podcast group called Podcast We Listen To on Facebook. He's a fellow podcaster. We had a lot of fun playing games and talking Star Wars with him. So if you'll just bear with us, and we hope to have you back next episode. And I promise I will plug in the mic that time. All right, thanks.
Hey, this is your best friend Tiff from Wallasey, which isn't very far from Liverpool in England. And you're listening to Is This Adulting?
Hey everybody, and welcome to Is This Adulting? A weekly conversation between two best friends navigating adulthood as overgrown man-children. I'm best friend number 1, Stephen Pappas.
And I'm best friend number 2, Chris Grimmett.
Now, we're just going to jump right into the show today, because this time we're being joined by a very special guest, and we're super excited about it. He's the creator of the insanely successful Facebook group Podcast We Listen To, and the host of the podcast by the same name. We are so glad to welcome Jeremy Collins to the show. Jeremy, thanks for coming on.
You're welcome, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, welcome, absolutely. Welcome. We are super excited about it. You been doing all right this week?
Absolutely. Fantastic, man.
I'm glad to hear it. Now, where are you out of? I'm just curious.
Well, I live in Casper, Wyoming. I was born in New Orleans.
Oh, okay.
But
Nolans.
Now live
Is that how they say it?
Yeah.
Nolans?
Yeah, New Orleans.
Yeah, there we go.
I think it might be offensive to say Nolans to a person from New Orleans. I don't know.
Maybe it is. If so, I apologize.
No, man, that's our accent. That's kind of the preferred way. It drives me nuts to hear somebody say New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, it does sound a little wrong. I mean, well, we're from the South, too, so we've got a little bit of twang in our voices, so we won't hold it against you.
All right, I hate to interrupt you, but I have to share a story real fast.
Okay.
It's just, we're talking about how we're doing, and I've got a pretty horrible story to share.
Okay.
So I shaved my head. I've been doing the buzz cut for like 10 years now, right? It's just the easiest way to maintain it. And I just cut it myself. There's no problems at all until this week. So I'm like going to shave my head, and everything seems fine. I do the normal stuff. I fade it. I do everything you're supposed to. And then right as I'm done, I go and I see that like I have one part on the side of my head just a little bit too long. So I go, oh crap, let me grab that real fast. So I grab the razor and I go to do it. And as I do it, I don't know that the guard has been taken off. And I like straight up like Britney Spears into the side of my head. And it's just complete horribleness. As I called my wife afterwards, and she's like, gosh, how bad is it? And I said, the best way to describe it is I feel like I look like I went to go and audition for Breaking Bad and just didn't get the part.
You went full Walter White?
I mean, I looked kind of neo-Nazi-like. Luckily, it's grown some. I'm just going to go and make an assumption that we here at Is This Adulting are not the biggest supporters of neo-Nazism.
We're not at all supporters of neo-Nazis or conversations about neo-Nazis.
And so So I feel a little strange walking around the world these days looking super creepy, but so that's what's been going on with me this week.
That sounds...
I don't know that there's really a range of support for neo-Nazis.
I mean, I was going to say that, but I was like, you know what, Jeremy, I haven't met you, so I'm not just going to make that assumption.
No, I think it's kind of you either are or you aren't kind of thing, I don't think there's, I'm kind of 20%.
I'm going to make a hard stance on behalf of Emphasis Adulting that we are very much against any form of Nazism.
Good.
So.
Good. I'm glad that I can be in a safe space here. And
there you go.
There we go.
All right.
I've never had that conversation with somebody. I'm like a 33% supporter.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
I don't think anybody would say that.
Interesting ideas.
Oh, gosh.
Goodness.
Well, we're going to get into just who Jeremy is and hear about his projects here in just a minute, along with bringing him into our silly little world of jokes and games and all the fun stuff we do here on Is This Adulting. But first, we have a little bit of housekeeping. So... First of all, we want to say thank you to Tiff for recording that little audio intro that all of you heard at the beginning. We're really pumped about that. It's a way that listeners are getting involved. And if you want to do something similar, we would love that. You can do it on an iPhone. It's super simple. Just record and say, hey, this is your best friend, whoever, from wherever, and you're listening to Is This Adulting? And that's a really cool thing that has just kind of started happening, and people are getting involved. And we're really, really enjoying that. So if you want to do that, record it and email it on over to us at isthisadultingpod@gmail.com. And also new this week, we started a new Facebook group because we had the Facebook fan page for the podcast, and that's great and all. But we wanted a place where we could really keep this best friend vibe that we've got with the listeners going. And so we started the Is This Adulting Best Friends on Facebook. It is a group. You can track it down. It's a closed group. So it's a safe space to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you just ask to join, we will check you out, we'll approve you, and bring you in. And we have a set of rules, and we want to keep that a safe space for people to talk about the show or mental illness or, which Harry Potter movie they like the most, or really just whatever you want to talk about. Cool articles you found. So check that out over on Facebook. And one last thing, I'm going to give you a teaser. We have a very special shout out coming up later in the show. I'm just going to let that hang there. And we'll get back to that later. So what could it be? Who knows?
I know you've already told me what the shout out is, but I've forgotten. And that teaser's even gotten me excited. So it's like, who is this?
Well, there you go. So we're going to start out this week, just like we do every week, with a mental health check-in. So Chris, how have you been doing this week in your mental health?
This week has been like 3 different weeks in one. The first couple days were horrible. And I'll be honest with you, I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I accidentally shaved my head to the scalp. So, there's a good chance that's probably what kicked it off to not be the best week. But from there, I definitely just found myself struggling so much for whatever reason. Just feeling super down the first couple days. Not really having any motivation to do anything, struggling at work and at home and really just everywhere. But luckily, like I shared last week, just started counseling. And I know it's not working. It doesn't work for everybody, but I've been super grateful that it has been helpful for me so far. Helped me think about some things from different perspectives. And since then, the week has been, for the most part, really good. I mean, maybe something has to do with it, with the fact that my hair is growing out a little bit, but besides that, it's just been a lot better. I've been able to spend some time with friends, and so yeah, overall, pretty decent to round out a really, really bad beginning of the week. How about you, Stephen?
I've been good. Actually, I'm going to throw it over. Jeremy, would you like to join us in this? You want to talk about your mental health this week?
Sure. I feel like I've been doing pretty well, actually.
Good.
That's awesome.
Work is always stressful. I personally shave my head anyway.
I'm sorry.
So it's just a low maintenance hairdo, man. So my week's been great, man. Aside from the normal stresses of work and things like that, I've been busy, super busy with recording and editing and that kind of stuff, but yeah, it's been great, man. I try to always look and find the positive in everything, It's real easy for a lot of the people I know to let themselves get down. My family has a big history of mental health issues and things like this. And that one thing that's taught me is you have to look for that bright side, even if it's not readily visible.
Yeah.
Right.
Because otherwise it's just too easy to get yourself drugged down.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I think that's one thing we try to kind of give the vibe off here is just be open about it, talk about it, and, try to look on the bright side. But if you need help, seek help. That's something I've had to deal with. Speaking of which, my week, the last couple weeks we've been on here, it's been great. I've been rainbows and butterflies, and we've been laughing and getting on, and that little Eeyore side of me has been nowhere in sight. But guess what, folks? It is back.
It's back.
Yeah, it's not been a good week. Not at all. I've had a super stressful week. A lot of it actually, in the interest of being completely honest, revolving around the podcast. And the podcast overall is a great thing for my mental health, and it helps me have a place to come and talk, and the Facebook group is a place to discuss, and that's been great. But I've been 10 to 12 hours a day on different social media things and making show notes and trying to book guests and trying to book us on other shows and really trying to grow a fan base and really trying to make this thing happen for us. And it's been getting me kind of down when things haven't quite gone the direction I wanted, or I didn't get a response back I wanted, or I didn't get a response back at all. And with my anxiety disorder, I know it's just a matter of telling myself, hey, people are busy. They've got important things they've got to do. They'll get to you when they get to you. But this week, I think that it was already just kind of, I was in a bad headspace. I had a few panic attacks, and I think that that stuff just kind of piled on top. So I'm hoping that I can pick myself up from that and move on.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like social media is definitely one of those sources where it can at any moment take you from having a great week to a horrible week. And
oh, absolutely.
And I applaud Steven for all the work he's doing, because he's definitely like being the teenager, liking everything on Facebook and going to Twitter. And I feel like the old guy on Facebook that just sends you a LinkedIn request. I'm just really bad at that stuff. And so I appreciate that he's doing that, but I mean, you're doing a lot of sacrifice going into a world of both good and a lot of really bad. So thanks for doing that, Steven.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to see where this thing is going to go. But as always, if you have a mental health check-in you'd like to share, or you have an idea of how we can encourage you throughout the week, please email us over at isthisadultingpod@gmail.com. And now that we've got the Facebook group, the Is This Adulting Best Friends, that's a great place to be able to share. And really, if you just need to talk to somebody, I mean, we're not professionals, like I always say, but we are more than happy to be a listening ear. So please, absolutely, use the resources you have.
Yeah.
But we're going to roll right into it. I want to talk to you, Jeremy, because I'm not sure. I'm sure some people who are listening are like, well, who? Because I feel like that would be me if I got onto a podcast. Everybody would be like, who's this guy? Who's this person that's talking? And I'm way less known than you. So I just wanted to kind of get into it with you and talk about who you are and about the Facebook group you started and eventual podcast. So if you just want to tell us a little bit about you and how that all got rolling.
Well, first off, thanks for having me on, because
of course.
I'm not, I'm not a celebrity. I'm not anybody that everybody knows. I have been listening to podcasts for probably 7-8 years.
Nice.
And the way the Facebook group started was I actually started listening to Thinking Sideways podcast.
Okay.
A few years ago. And I was in their group, and you'd see these posts from the listeners or the group members saying, well, I like this other podcast, just to throw one out as an example. And this wasn't what it was, but, I like Generation Y, for example. But what I don't like is the way they do this or the way they do that.
Right.
And you have Generation Y on Thinking Sideways, like for their holiday specials.
Of course.
And it kind of dawned on me. I'm like, that's got to be really awkward for Steve and Joe and Devin to have these guys on there in their group saying it, and maybe Justin from Gen Y is in the group and seeing that, you know, and going, well, why aren't they
Right.
stopping these guys from talking smack about me or whatever the case may be? So I thought, well, there needs to be a group where podcast listeners can go in and talk about any podcast. And I don't mean talk smack on them, but just,
Absolutely.
you know, have a way to go, hey, man, I love this podcast. Has anybody else heard of it? Or, hey, I'm looking for another history podcast, another paranormal podcast like History Goes Bump.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And I had no idea what was going to happen, but now it's at 8,700 members.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's awesome.
I was going to ask, did you have any
incredible.
clue that it would take off like that? I mean, I looked at that number when I joined the group, and when I got in there, I looked at that number. I was like, geez, and this is all started by one person? Like, it was crazy to me.
Yeah, I had no idea. No idea at all. And when it got to be about 500 members, I started going, well, maybe I need to have another admin in here because I work full time. You know, I don't have the time to constantly pay attention to it.
Right.
And so I asked Christina, one of the other admins, or my first admin. And then eventually we brought on another one, and now we're up to 5 total admins. And
Well, with that many people, yeah.
it's but you know, it's a great group. You don't really have to do a whole lot of monitoring because people tend to police it themselves, and they'll report posts to us. And in general, we try to really promote this idea of positivity. You still get the posts of, well, I don't like this show or I don't like that show, and it's for this reason or that reason. And you know, if you feel the need to talk about that stuff, that's fine. Our big thing is, if you want to talk about show content, then that's great. But if you want to start saying, well, I don't like this host because of this or that personal reason, you know,
Right.
then we're not going to put up with that. It's not going to be,
Right,
well,
that's
the
not
guy's
cool.
ugly or their voice is horrible.
Right.
You know.
What you're saying is
So,
someone is not allowed to talk about how much they hate shaving their head to a person who has their head shaved.
no, that's all good, man. No, it's you know, some hosts have had legal issues or divorces or you know, things like that, or people bash on them because, oh my God, they make X amount of money through Patreon, and it's like, you know, that's not relevant to the show. That's not a legitimate
Right.
reason to dislike a show.
Right, exactly. Well, I've been in that group for about a week now. It's actually how I got to meet you and start talking to you about coming on. And I can say 99.9% of what I've seen on there has been super positive, super encouraging. People just telling everybody else, like, hey, I'm looking for this kind of show, or hey, I really like your show. I mean, I posted on there like, oh, I like these shows, and I'm getting started out, and you know, good luck to so and so and so. And so many people came back with, well, what's your show? I'd love to give it a try. You know, I'd love to listen to it. It just seems like a really supportive group over there, which is really awesome to see.
Yeah, and I think that's probably another unique thing about the group is that we encourage people to promote their shows.
Right.
You know, it's in the rules that if you have a show, come on, tell us about it. We want to know. We want to find new shows.
Yeah.
Right. That's awesome.
I mean, and it's a cool idea too, because when I started really getting to a podcast, probably about like 2 years ago, I did what probably so many people do, and it's, all right, well, I'll go and look at the top charts, which is, I mean, a good way to find stuff, but it tends to be the same type of stuff on there, and you begin to think, I know there's more out there. I want more things like this, and so that's a really cool way of doing it. That's not just a chart of a few specific shows with just a couple reviews.
Oh yeah, it's a great way to find indie podcasts, especially, you know, every day there's a dozen posts saying, I like true crime, or I like history, or I like this particular show, you know?
Yeah.
And what else do you have that sounds like that, or that is that same type of genre or format?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a dozen, 2 dozen, 100 comments on it within an hour going, well, listen to this one.
That's cool.
Yeah. Which is really awesome to see. So how did that segue into you doing a podcast?
Well, So I started the group. Of course, everybody wants to talk about their shows, and people start going, well, what about this? What do you know this about Generation Y? Or do you know this about, is this adulting? Do you know,
Right.
I want to know more information. So it kind of dawned on me. I'm like, well, everybody wants to know more about their favorite host. They have a question for their favorite host. So I thought, well, why not start a show where we actually talk to the hosts?
Right.
And
No,
so
that
these
absolutely
guys,
makes sense.
yeah, so these guys come on and they talk about what their show's about, if it's safe for work, if it's not safe for work. And that's a big thing to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
I personally would never sit at a cubicle with with a podcast playing out for everybody to hear, because I listen to some that are not safe for work.
Oh yeah, me too.
But people can write in, they can tweet if they have any questions for a certain host. I usually try to let them know ahead of time who is going to be interviewed, and I also try to keep it to where it's not one genre, because true crime is really the big genre. Mm-hmm. That's the one that everybody tends to gravitate towards for some reason. And so I try to, sprinkle those in, but not let it get focused on that genre or any other genre for that matter.
Right. And I think, I started kind of joking around with you the last couple days, just back and forth and back and forth. And I think that's a great point you made. I mean, sometimes you just want to throw a podcast done by two millennials about random topics in there. I bet that would go over pretty well.
Subtlety.
You might be surprised.
Yeah, I'm really tactful. I'm really, really tactful.
You might be surprised. It's really, one thing I'm kind of finding out is it's about the host's personality.
Right.
And it's about content. And if somebody can come on to or listen to, say, your show and go, well, those guys are having a bad week because of this, or they're having a great week because of that, I can relate to that. And suddenly they go, well, here's this group where I can go in and talk about my day or my week, and at the same time talk about other things like Star Wars or Star Trek or, collecting action figures.
I do that.
And I mean, I've got a whole table full of pops back here. So,
right.
It's, if people find that, it's going to click with people.
Right. That's awesome.
I've got 8,700 people in there that are waiting to hear about your show, man.
Hey, well, I would love the opportunity to talk to them about the show. Subtle wink, wink, nod, nod. We like to think we have decent personalities. And also, we like to have fun here. And so one of the things we do, Chris has always kind of, when we've talked about it, he's kind of said we're almost like Jimmy Fallon in this way. We like to bring people who you wouldn't always see playing ridiculous games and being silly, and we like to bring them on the show
to play games with
and
us.
let them let loose and have fun and be silly with us. And so we're kind of hoping you'd do that with us. But first, I've got to give my super special shout out. So last week, a couple weeks ago, I mentioned a listener named Josh. He had been researching something for me. Just a preface for you, Jeremy, in 1995, and this is not an age crack. In 1995, I was 6 years old. And
sons of bitches.
You have called him old, and I've called him looking neo-Nazi like by mistake. We are not the greatest of hosts.
We're ruining it.
Yeah,
We're ruining our chances.
I am absolutely not a millennial.
And that's okay. We have a lot of people
That's
who
okay.
aren't millennials who listen to our show.
Yeah, we have plenty of people that are listening that aren't millennials. Millennials can sometimes suck, but can also be awesome. But Josh, to go back a little bit. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I was 6 years old. I'm in a toy store. I have a choice between these two play sets. One is a Darth Vader head. I said Boba Fett at the time. I was wrong. One is a Darth Vader head that opens up into Cloud City, and it's like micro machines, and you play with the little toys. The other is an R2-D2 that opens up into Jabba's palace. Now, I made the choice of the Darth Vader head that opens in a Cloud City, and I will tell you, I've regretted that decision every day since I was 6 freaking years
Jeremy,
old.
this is pretty much the equivalent of the red pill, blue pill moment in Matrix where he is constantly looking back at.
And I feel like I made a terrible, terrible error. And so Josh started sending me things from different eras going, is this the toy you're talking about? Is this the toy? Because I haven't been able to track it down. And he kept going, well, here it is. I think I found it. Well, this week, Josh found it on eBay. And he tracked it down. And I was like, that's great, man. I'm unemployed and podcasting with not much on Patreon, so I can't buy it. But thank you so much for finding it. And Josh he PayPal'd me the money for the item and the shipping and handling. And so now I am getting this piece of I'm going to cry. I am getting this piece of my childhood that I've wanted for 21 years shipped to my doorstep. It should be here tomorrow, from when we're recording this. And so when we release the episode, I'm going to post pictures, in the Facebook group so that everybody can see. But I just want to give a super special shout out to Josh for doing that. It's an incredible, incredible thing. And it was the first time I used eBay, and I was a little uncomfortable with that, because eBay can be a weird place. And I think Chris wants to talk about that.
Yeah, I do. But real fast, since Josh has now become our sugar daddy, Josh, I can tell you a few things that I could use help with. I've got a car payment coming up. If you'd like to send me a PayPal, just let me know. But seriously, thanks, Josh. Now on to things on eBay. I wanted to come up with a new game, and especially when we have people come on, I just want to play games with people. What can I say? That's just who I am. And so, Jeremy, I'm wondering if you'd like to play a new game. I haven't come up really with the best name for it yet. But pretty much it's just, we're going to look at weird things that are being sold on the internet, and I want you to guess and see if you have any idea how much they cost or how much they sold for.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'm in on this. Can we do Prices Right rules so that whoever gets closest without going over?
Yeah, I think that's good.
Sorry, my dog is going crazy. I don't know what. He wants to play too.
Hey, there's probably this first item he would really want, so that makes sense. Okay. All right, gentlemen, so here is the first strange item that I found online. The title is Haunted Rubber Duck.
Oh, God.
And so this was sold on eBay, and pretty much what the description is saying is that this rubber duck made the owner's child act possessed whenever it was around the toy. And so the child would throw the duck far away whenever he got close to it. And the seller was really warning just how bad and creepy it was. Apparently they tried an intervention with the family pastor to try and perform an exorcism of this rubber duck, to no avail. It continues to give this demonic vibe off of it. And so my question to you is, with a warning of I want nothing to do with it, once you get it, it's yours to have to deal with. Any ideas how much this haunted rubber duck went online for?
I'm going to let Jeremy take the first guess, because I have a pretty solid guess.
Oh, you do? You're talking about the actual final sale price and not the original asking price.
Yeah, I'm saying the final sale price.
Okay.
There were 41 bids on it.
Oh, God.
Wow.
And it was sold after a week.
That's better than I would have thought.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with, I know it sounds crazy, but I'm going to go with $150.
Okay, $150. That's a good solid guess.
I am going to go a little lower. In fact, I'm going to pull the classic Prices Right move. I'm sorry, I'm going to be a dick and do it. I'm going to go with $1.
Oh, $1? Okay. Well, oh, gosh.
41 bids and $1.
I know.
I think you're wrong.
I feel like I want to slightly, since I'm the one that came up with this game, I want to slightly adjust it and make, we're not doing going over. It's the closest to it. That's what I've made the decision for. So,
fine, we'll do that.
Yeah, because that's not fair to him.
Well, I'm screwed then. Okay.
Right, no, go ahead. Guess one more time. You don't have to do $1.
Guess one more time. $43.
Okay, he says 43. Jeremy says 150. The haunted rubber duck went for $107.50. So congratulations. Well done. Yeah. All right, Jeremy.
I'm usually so good at games.
You're 1 for 1. You're clearly a master. Next up, speaking of haunted ghost needing a pastor, this one gets into the religious realm. It's called the Virgin Mary grilled cheese. So pretty much what happened was there was this Miami woman who one day was making this grilled cheese and started to look at it and realized that like in the burntness of the grilled cheese made the face of the Virgin Mary. So she freaked out. She immediately put it into this like Ziploc bag, and it's like 10 years old by this point. But somehow they've preserved it. It's like in this shadow box thing and everything. But yeah, so I'm curious. Do you have any ideas how much it was sold for? It didn't tell me how many bids were on this one, but yeah, I'll give you one hint. It's gonna be more than you think it is.
I've actually heard that story. I didn't hear the final amount, or I can't remember, but I want to say that it was upwards of like $5,000.
Bull crap. No way.
So he says 5,000.
I was originally going to guess $24. So
this is an edible picture of Jesus, man.
Yeah,
okay, fair enough.
Well, actually, it's the Virgin Mary, so it's even.
Oh, edible picture of Mary.
Yeah,
if you consume it, do you gain her power?
Later of Jesus.
Jesus is on a crouton.
Yeah.
How about
that's perfect.
How about 1,500? I'll go a little lower.
Okay, so Steven, you said 1,500. Jeremy, what did you say again?
5,000.
5,000. Okay.
Now I'm second guessing myself.
You are both very incorrect because it went for $28,000.
No. Bullshit.
Yes. So this online casino company, Golden Palace, they're the ones that did this. Apparently they do this quite often. So $28,000 is what it was sold for.
Look, I gotta go. I gotta start cooking.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm gonna have to start making some grilled cheese art right now. I'm gonna make the whole disciples, all of them. I'm gonna add some more disciples in there just to get more money. But
you have to make sure that the asking price for the Judas is only $30.
Yeah, exactly. 30 shekels is what it's gonna be. All right, so here's the next one. This one, as I look at the picture of this, it's like horrifying. And if I can, I'll send it to y'all in a minute. But I'm just overwhelmed by this. So this one is called Carrie Smith's forehead. This Utah mother named Carrie Smith decided she wanted a better financial future for her son. And so to help pay for his college education, in a moment of inspiration, she decided that she was going to raise money by saying, I will become a walking billboard for whatever you want on my forehead. All you need to do is get this price. So this one wasn't a bid. It was the first person to pay this much amount, which kind of, I'm not going to make a negative joke towards Carrie Smith because, you got to do what you got to do. But I'm kind of surprised she didn't ask for a bid because who would keep going more and more with a minimum price. But she just picked this specific number. So I'll give you a hint. Golden Palace, once again, they are the ones that did this bid. Any idea of what it cost? Jeremy, you want to go first?
I'm well with a $10,000 or $28,000 grilled cheese. I am going to say, walking around with something on your forehead.
It specifically says goldenpalace.com. That's what it says on the forehead.
That sounds so dirty. I'm going to say.
Oh, that does. Oh, my God. I didn't make that connection. Ew. It should just say P here is what it pretty much says. Phere.com.
She's wearing a splash guard. Oh, I'm going to say 50,000.
50,000. Okay, so Jeremy goes with 50,000. Stephen?
God, I have no clue. It's disturbing. I'm gonna say $31,000.
All right, 31,000 for Steven. So so far, Jeremy, you're 2-0. And actually, you're gonna be shocked because Carrie Smith, let's just say, she wasn't needing that much apparently for college because it was only $10,000 to have this goldenpalace.com on her forehead. And I'm going to try and find this so I can send this to y'all because y'all, this thing,
goldenpalace.com.
From what I can see of the picture, the best way I can describe the font is, have you ever seen, this might be a very specific thing, but have you ever seen 50 Cent's Thug Life thing on the back, his tattoo on the back?
Not.
Because it's pretty much the exact same font. I'm going to see if I can send. Oh, no.
That's like an Old English, isn't it?
I messed up.
Maybe. I haven't seen it. I can't say. He's looking up the creepy tattoo, apparently.
Well, while he's looking that up, I'll tell you, there is a woman I saw on the news not too long ago who is selling her virginity.
Oh my God, no way.
Selling her virginity, I think she's asking $1 million.
Oh my God, that's so sad.
Okay, so...
Well, she's fairly attractive, but nowhere close to $1 million attractive.
Okay, hold
That
on.
makes me sad, though.
So, I don't know anything that just happened because I was trying to show you the picture of the forehead, and instead, I disappeared, and when I come back, I hear something crazy. What happened?
While you were looking for the picture, I was telling him that there's a girl I saw on the news the other day who is selling her virginity.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's so
And
sad.
if I remember right, she's asking $1 million. Now, she is attractive, but she's not $1 million.
Well, I mean, my thing is like $1 million.
nobody's $1 million attractive.
It's, oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. I found the picture, and oh my goodness, y'all just go ahead and be prepared for a pretty intense image to happen. All right, I am sending.
Is this
it
like
to
tattooed permanently on her forehead?
Oh, it is tattooed permanently
That
on
is
her.
quite the
and
link
I was
you
actually
just sent.
incorrect. It's not like the Thug Life
Oh my
font.
God.
It's instead just a very intense. Just
Oh my God. No, it's like a landscaping
it's-
company's font.
Yeah, it's like Arial bold. It's pretty much the font that she chose.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so that's Carrie Smith, and she did this for only $10,000. Like, that's why I was saying she could have totally gotten more, but hey,
That's insane.
whatever. But I think that Carrie Smith needs this last item that was sold. Yeah,
I think he just
folks,
got
he
it.
just saw it. I would say please Google Carrie Smith, Kari. Look her up, just Carrie Smith tattoo, and you will see. You'll see what she did. But finally, the last thing that was sold online, and this is something I think that Carrie Smith, but really all of us need, is the meaning of life. This guy from North Carolina, ironically, just said, I have discovered the reason for existence, and I will be happy to share this information with you for the highest bidder. So there were roughly I think 300 people that bid for this. Any guesses, gentlemen, of how much the meaning of life went for online?
Well, I can tell you that as a Southerner, I am not trusting any other Southerner that comes to me and says I had the meaning of life.
No, yeah, absolutely.
But I'm gonna say, oh man, I was thinking we had a pattern of escalating cost here, but that's
know, it
not the
mixed you
case
up.
with her dropping back
I'm
down.
sneaky.
I'm gonna say $1,000.
$1,000. That's what Jeremy goes with. Steven?
I'm going to stick to my guns because I'm a nerd. And for all my other nerds out there that grew up reading Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, they tell you the number that is the meaning of life, and that number is 42. And so I'm going to say that it sold for $42.
Tell me that
answer.
wasn't the guy's answer though.
I don't
Did
know.
he actually
probably.
say it? Was that what he said?
Apparently he took the money and then never gave the answer. But you don't have to feel as bad because, strangely, the meaning of life only sold for $3.26.
Oh wow!
So
There you go.
I can't really blame him. I mean, I was expecting thousands of dollars, and instead I got $3. I would be pretty upset. But gentlemen, you tied 2-2. I didn't really prepare a fifth one because I forgot about the idea that y'all could tie. So still figure this out. But you went 2-2. Congratulations. And folks out there, if you want to sell anything weird on the internet, just send it towards me.
I hope somebody, whoever bought that haunted rubber duck, sends it to your house.
I will throw that thing immediately. Actually, I might just give it to my neighbor.
Leaving.
My neighbor's been a little mean lately, so.
Well, there you go.
I think you should just start leaving random rubber duckies on his doorstep.
Oh my God, yes. I'm going to drive. We live an hour and a half apart, but I'm going to do it. I'm just going to start doing it.
Oh, goodness.
All right. So here's the thing. And this is another big reason, other than just getting to know Jeremy, that I wanted to have Jeremy on. Chris, do you know the date that our next podcast is coming out?
I do know the date. And
it's May the 4th, and that does have some significance to some people, wouldn't you say?
oh gosh. Here it comes.
That's right. That is right. This week, Nerdy Steven's back. I want to talk about Star Wars. And as I'm talking about Star Wars, I'm seeing Jeremy reach for something. What is that, bud? Oh my God. It's a Luke Skywalker pop bobblehead.
Yes.
That's amazing. I actually have, I'll one-up you better if you can see in the camera. For those of you listening at home, I am now showing the Rebel Alliance tattoo on my, I don't know if I can get this one without hitting my microphone. The Rebel Alliance tattoo on my right arm and the Imperial symbol on my left arm. And now he's showing me a Lego Finn. And Chris is sitting there scared.
Yeah, so let me just, for all of you out there who are like, I don't know that much about Star Wars, know that I am the one here for you to bridge that gap, because I enjoy the Star Wars movies, but it's not that I don't love them. It's clear that people have so much of a greater love that I'm just amazed and in awe of their love for this. So I'm going to have to learn a lot from y'all about this, since I've seen the movies, but y'all would hate me because I'm the worst type of fan. I don't remember a lot of the characters' names.
It's okay. Jeremy, you'll have to go back and listen to our second episode. We actually did a recasting of the original Star Wars movie with modern day actors. More as a joke than anything else, but you should hear some of the answers he had.
Have you seen Saturday Night Live did a skit years ago of them? It was the auditions for Star Wars.
Yes.
No,
and they had Christopher Walken doing like Han Solo and
that's funny.
Luke Skywalker.
Funny enough,
Christopher Walken was one of mine.
Yeah, Chris had Christopher Walken as Darth Vader.
For the voice?
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So, no, I just want to talk about, three main talking points. Because if you're like me, I could sit here and talk Star Wars all day long.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't have that kind of time. I think people would click off pretty soon. Let's be honest, if they're not Star Wars fans, they might be gone already, and if that's the case, good riddance to you. But the first thing I want to talk about...
That's a little harsh.
Yeah, I don't mean it. I'm not as mean as I come across. Okay. So first thing I want to talk about, though, we have to address the elephant in the room. We got to talk about the prequels.
Ugh.
Okay, yeah, exactly. That's the reaction I imagined I would get from you, because the prequels are hot garbage. So my question to you is, Chris is smiling. Chris, do you like the prequels?
No, I don't.
Even you don't? Okay.
I like the pod racing. Is that bad? Is it?
I mean, it's not good.
I mean,
Here's
it
the
wasn't.
thing.
Well,
I am not saying that that's close to my favorite thing about the movie series, but I mean, I didn't hate that part. I hated Jar Jar Binks.
Well, everybody hated Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, Jar Jar is god awful.
Okay, so here's my question to you,
Jackson
Jeremy.
And Liam Neeson.
Okay.
Though. That was fun.
Okay, Samuel L. Jackson. In other things, yes. As Mace Windu, no. Here's my question to you. Of the prequels, how would you rank them? From best to worst, if you had to. I'm always curious about this. Because I know what most people say is their bottom is not my bottom.
I know what mine is too. I'm not going to say my bottom over and over because I'm a child. But my bottom is. But I know what mine is.
Okay, well, you're the less experienced. I'll give Jeremy some time to think. What is yours?
For me, it's 2.
Okay.
2 is the worst in your opinion?
Yeah, because it's just too much love story. I mean, look, if I want the love story, I'm gonna go find Nicholas Sparks and let him read as I sit by his feet. But I don't need it in this, and so I thought 2 was the worst.
Well, the dialogue is atrocious. I mean,
in all of them.
I think it was 2 when Anakin said, "I don't like sand."
It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know how clean you guys like to keep it, but I could get really, really
I say
ugly.
some things.
It's like just put down the lightsaber and leave, you son of a bitch. Come on, this is Darth Vader here, and I'm worried about sand in my robe.
In the no-nos.
Yeah, he gets upset, and that's the same scene where he throws a piece of fruit. He's like, Obi-Wan's holding me back. He's just like every emo teenager from high school.
Yeah. I personally think Hayden Christensen is a god-awful actor.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
So, a little history here. I'm 44. I've seen every Star Wars movie so far in the theaters.
Nice.
Including the originals when I was little.
Very jealous.
I can't stand the prequels. They just drive me nuts. But at the same time, I understand somebody who's younger going, well, these are our Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
Because these are the ones that came out when we were kids.
Right.
I'd say probably the first one, in my opinion, was the best one.
Me too.
Of the prequels.
Okay, of the prequels. Okay.
And part of that was because of Darth Maul, because that dude's just a badass.
Yeah. Plus, there's the excitement factor of, like, they're back. And so you have that,
right?
Like, you're excited.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah.
And my I had people camping out for tickets to that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was like a big party. I mean, at the time I was living in Denver, there were people juggling fire out in front of the theater while we were waiting, camping out. I mean, it was crazy. It was awesome. And then you saw the movie and you're like, what the hell just happened?
Yeah. What
did
I
go
just
back to the juggling of fire?
Yeah, I know, right? I think for me, I'm a combination of the two of you. I definitely think for me, the second one is the worst. I think I would agree with that. Utter garbage, even though most people I talk to tell me the first one is the worst. But I argue to them, the first one is my middle one. Mm-hmm. The first one, the only really solid thing about it to me is the fact that we get that moment. And as a kid, I remember being a kid in the theater or seeing the preview for the first time for it. And we get that moment where Darth Maul takes the hood down and sticks out the saber, lights one end of it. And I remember thinking, oh, cool, they're going to have a lightsaber fight. How's he going to fight them both? And then he lights the other end. And cool. I lost my shit. Little 9-year-old Steven was freaking out, man. And so, but I think the third one might be the best. Not my favorite. My favorite is the first one. But that may just be nostalgia. I think the third's the best. Not the dialogue, but
the fact that they were done afterwards.
That's part of it. But it's also just, it's the full circle thing. And the scene where he actually burns is really shitty. But like that moment where I got to see the Vader mask seal and Vader come up, like made the movie worth it for me.
Sure.
Vader makes those movies all the movies. I think Vader really kind of brings them all together.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's one of, if not my favorite characters, and he's definitely one of, if not my favorite movie villains of all time. So I wanted to talk prequels before we talk sequels.
Pause. Here's our transition. I have a Star Wars fact.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
Okay, Star Wars fact. Here we go. Let's do it.
I don't know if you know these facts, so I just found some random ones I thought were fun.
Oh, God.
Did you know that according to the book In the Making of Star Wars, apparently Yoda was almost played by a monkey? Yes,
I did not
apparently
know that,
George
but
Lucas originally
really
planned for
happy that didn't
Yoda
happen.
to be played by an adorable monkey wearing a mask and carrying a cane.
That sounds
Thank
like George
God
Lucas.
that didn't happen.
So that is number one. Just so you know, Jeremy, when I was recasting my Star Wars characters, Yoda for me was being played by Bernie Sanders. Just so you have an idea. So that's Star Wars fact number 1. Keep going. I've got more.
All right. So
you could do Yoda with like tattoo. I just talked to somebody about this guy yesterday. Hervé Villechaize, I think.
Oh, tattoo from Fantasy Island.
Could you imagine that? Yeah,
I remember him from. Wasn't he in The Man with the Golden Gun too, the James Bond movie?
Yes.
I think that's where I remember him from the most. But okay, so we talked prequels. Now I've got to know sequels. Sequels. How do you feel about the new Star Wars? Like Episode 7 and Rogue One are the only two that have come out. But how do you feel about the two of those and the franchise moving forward?
I feel good, man. I think
good.
Rogue One, first off, I was the dumbass that didn't until the very end go, oh my God, none of these guys are going to live.
No, I did the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute. No.
Spoiler alert, everyone.
Yeah, spoiler alert. But, it makes perfect sense because none of them are in A New Hope from 1977. But it's, I think those movies are phenomenal. One of the biggest problems I have with the prequels is that they're too clean.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You look at the 70s Star Wars and they had a little bit of a gritty feel, a little more realistic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get into the prequels and everything's super smooth, shiny, plastic, and it's like, that's just too
CGI.
Too good.
It's so CGI. Like it's too much though.
Well, with the new ones, they've gone back to so much practical.
Yeah.
You were talking about Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson, and there's and Jar Jar, and there's a spot in there that just I see it every time I think of the prequels, and it drives me insane. Where Qui-Gon is talking, and he looks over and up because Jar Jar's taller. Which, by the way, Liam Neeson's like 6'6", or something like that.
Yeah.
And he looks over and he looks up, and he's looking above Jar Jar's head, talking to him. And I'm like, oh my God, did you guys not edit this at all?
I don't think they tried to.
Ooh, real fast
for that
pause.
Scene, just
Star Wars fact.
Bump him up a little.
Because I have one about Liam Neeson. So apparently, when they cast him, and the set directors did not recognize how tall he was, and he was so much taller than the rest of the Jedi that they had to go back later and spend an extra $150,000 to redo the door frames because they weren't tall enough for Liam Neeson.
Really?
So he had to bend down, so they had to cut it out. So almost $200,000 were spent redoing the studio after he was cast because they realized how much taller he was. Continue.
Who knew the not huge Star Wars fan would be the one that would be talking about Star Wars?
I'm blowing your mind right now.
Okay, so my feeling on the sequels, I was really happy with Episode 7 but I was worried that it was nostalgia. Mm-hmm. I was worried I was really happy because, I got the Chewie we're home moment. I got the moment where she's running and she says the garbage will do, and all of a sudden they're on the Millennium Falcon. I got to see Luke Skywalker. I got to see freaking Princess Leia come down again. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. I cried that day. Not gonna even lie. But I got to see all this stuff and I was really excited and I was really worried it must be nostalgia. And then I saw Rogue One. And I honestly think Rogue One was a better movie than Episode 7. And so after that, I was just like, well, maybe this is good. Now I'm really hopeful going forward. The trailer for the new one looks amazing.
Yeah.
I'm super pumped because my first thought is, who's flying the Millennium Falcon? Because it's not Han. I guess it's Chewie. Maybe it's Poe. I don't know.
I saw a snapshot from a British TV game show, and they had the guy who played, was it John Boyega?
Oh yeah.
The girl that plays
Rey, Daisy Ridley.
Yes, and right below their names it had, Daisy Ridley, and then it said her character name of Rey Skywalker.
No, really?
Oh.
And then it showed John Boyega, and this is on British television.
Yeah.
And it may just be somebody, well, I'll get back to that, but
not knowing.
His said Finn Windu.
No, really?
And I'm just sitting there thinking either these guys are totally pulling stuff out of their ass, or somebody just lost their job.
Yeah,
I don't know.
one of the two.
I think it's more like Rey Kenobi for some reason. I don't know.
That's what my dad was thinking it was.
Yeah, I'm thinking she's Obi-Wan.
Oh, you know what?
Something.
It does say Rey Kenobi.
Does it?
Okay.
Stuff up, I guess.
Okay, I do have a
and
question.
then it says Finn Windu.
Then I'm more likely to believe it now because I don't think she's a Skywalker. I don't think so. I think she's like Kenobi's granddaughter or something. God, we're nerds.
Hey, what do y'all think about Kylo Ren?
He's whiny, but I don't mind him.
He's not nearly as whiny though as a young
Anakin.
Exactly.
Yeah, that is my only problem. I feel like Kylo Ren looks like the emo version of Professor Snape, and it's the one thing that I've really struggled with. It's just like, man, I feel like I like Adam Driver, but this guy is kind of killing me right now. So that is my only small critique that I have at all.
I'd never seen him before until this movie.
Oh, have you not? I can't.
A lot of other people I've talked to are like, "Oh yeah, he's great," but I'd never heard of the guy.
I'm trying to remember what he's in. That
he was on Girls on HBO for a while. That was kind of a big thing for him. He's been in a couple. He was in that new Scorsese movie, Silence, too.
Gotcha. Hey, speaking of celebrities, Star Wars fact.
Here we go.
Guess who almost made a cameo appearance in Attack of the Clones?
Barack Obama.
Nope. The boy band NSYNC.
No,
The
really?
reason why is because it was at the request of George Lucas's daughter. They actually went there, they filmed it, but they were edited it out at the end. Which
I'm so glad they were edited out.
Is a good choice. But is it, if they were already like not the best movies, part of me is kind of like, well, dang, maybe they should have been in there.
just gone full on crap mode.
Exactly.
Just like, let's see
well,
how
I think
bad
they
we
already
can make
did
this.
that. All right. So the one more thing I want to ask, because I don't get to talk to like real hardcore Star Wars fans very often, is order of movies. So you said you have children.
Yes.
Or a child. How would or did you introduce the movies to them? Because I'm 27, I'm married, but we don't have any kids, and I'm thinking there are various ways you could do it, but I feel like I have a very set way. There's one called the machete order that a lot of people think is a good way to do it, of showing them episodes 4 and 5, and then you get the realization that Vader is Luke's father, and then you show them 2 and 3 as a flashback to tell his story, and then you show them 6, and you just cut 1 out altogether. And then you go on with 7. But now that we've got 7 in Rogue One, I think that changes things. So, like, for me personally, I think I would go 4, 5, 6, then 1, 2, 3, because they're part of they're canon, whether I want them to be or not. Then 1, 2, 3, and then I'd probably go back and do 7. I'd do it the order they were released.
That's kind of what I went with. At the time that I introduced these guys to Star Wars, there wasn't Rogue One and Episode 7.
Yeah.
So, and I mean, I tried to protect them from the atrocities that are the prequels.
That's a good parent.
Yeah, we went with, New Hope and then Empire and Jedi, and then we went back and said, okay, since I have to show you these, I guess we'll go with 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
But,
okay.
New Hope or The Force Awakens, I actually thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I liked it a lot.
I loved it.
Well, one big difference is Kylo Ren is whiny, but he's not as whiny as Anakin. But at the same time, Anakin just whined. And Kylo Ren, you got to see actually lose his shit a little bit and start wailing on stuff, and pieces of equipment go flying out the doors. And
he's even more emo teen. He's the emo teen that actually does something though, like gets mad and punches somebody.
Do you like his mask though?
Not really.
I think it looks like
I'm
looks
happy
like a
now without the mask. Like, I think the mask has been destroyed, it looks like, in the trailer.
Let's hope.
And so I'm hoping he's not going to wear the mask anymore, because I kind of like, now that he has the scar from the fight with Rey, I kind of think he looks kind of badass without it.
Yeah.
Now, I since you mentioned it, I have to ask you. His scar, if I remember correctly, goes from, say, mid-forehead across the bridge of his nose and down his cheek.
Right.
Which is the exact same placement as Snoke.
Whoa, I never thought about that.
And I don't know what that means. So
Snoke was the big guy. Snoke was the big, huge guy. That
in Force Awakens.
Oh.
Yeah, the big
Kylo
bad
Ren
guy.
was always talking to.
Yep. Gotcha
But
now.
here's what I'm wondering. If maybe that theory, people had thought about it too much. Because if you notice in the new trailer, they've mirror imaged it, and his scar is now different. It's not in the same place. They've moved it.
They've moved it?
I'm such a nerd, but they moved
Every movie from now on, the scar is going to be in different places. One of them
it's
is
going to be a lightning bolt
Potter,
scar.
the Harry Potter lightning bolt scar.
There was a movie, I forget now what it was, but the guy had a mole, and every time it showed him, the mole would be in a different place on his face.
I think that was Austin Powers.
I want Kylo Ren to look like Seal.
Maybe it was.
And just like have the whole like face scar. I think that would be awesome. Ooh, real fast. Star Wars fact.
Final Star Wars fact. All right, hit me with one last one. It better be a good one.
Did you know that you can use Star Wars collectible coins as real legal tender in one place in the world? It's in the
Disney
tiny
World?
South Pacific island called like Niue or something, but they accept the limited edition Star Wars collectible coins as legal tender.
I want to move there.
Hey, I thought those facts were pretty good, don't you think?
It was a good fact. I'm proud of you.
Y'all didn't know them, so that makes it even better.
I didn't know. I actually didn't know any of those, so you did good this time, man.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you.
I did not either.
Thank you.
It's exciting. All right, well, I guess we'll start winding down. If you'd like to send us a topic for discussion or a mental health check-in, you can do that at isthisadultingpod@gmail.com. Or really, if you just have anything else on your mind, you can send it to us there as well.
Yeah, please follow us on Twitter at isthis_adulting. You can find us over on Facebook, either our group page, which is for the best friends, or just our basic page. You can do either of those. And please make sure that you help spread the word by subscribing, by rating us and reviewing us on iTunes.
Absolutely. The more ratings and reviews we have, the better visibility we get, the more people can find us and join our little crew of best friends. We're currently entirely listener supported, so if you like what you hear, please consider clicking on over to the Patreon. Clicking on over to patreon.com/isthisadulting and pledging a monthly amount. Tons of cool rewards, exclusive content, a lot of things you're going to receive. There's actually going to be, by the time you hear this, a bonus episode going up in which we're going to discuss S-Town, the podcast that just came out and took the world by storm. So if you want to hear that, support us at the $5 level or more, and you'll get exclusive episodes like that a couple times a month at least. We'd like to thank the collection for the use of our theme music, The Borrowers, off their album Ars Moriendi. It's going to do it for us here on I can't talk this week, man. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I know, I'm broken. That's going to do it for us here on Is This Adulting this week. I've been your best friend, Steven.
I've been your best friend, Chris.
And
I've been your best friend, Jeremy.
He doesn't want to be a best friend. Fine.
He's not sure yet.
I'm scared.
He can be a best friend. But remember, kids, be happy, stay healthy, and go hug someone.
Because you never know. They may just have gotten a tattoo on their forehead. And, I mean, they're going to need it. They're going to
need a hug after that. Especially if it's a garbage tattoo.
Oh, Carrie, Utah mother of one. We love you.
All right, have a good week.
Bye.